This is in South Africa, where a lady can be seen entering her home at night. Her young son was assisting her, but they both had no idea what was coming next. We then see another car approaching the gate, and this is where the first mistake happens. The young man opened the gate probably thinking these were visitors, but the situation was more sinister. The robbers went straight to work pressuring the unsuspecting lady in this unfortunate situation. The lady was now being held hostage to allow the robbery to go through swiftly. This was beyond terrifying and heartbreaking for both the lady and the young people around. Unfortunately, in this case, the culprits managed to escape with the vehicle. During this commotion, the young man stood right next to his mother waiting for the culprit to leave. The next scene begins with a group of men exiting a minibus in South Africa. At that very moment, another vehicle arrives at the scene, targeting the group of men. These culprits might have been monitoring these people and knew exactly when they would be dropped off in this area. They were now searching every pocket on the victims, stripping them of any valuables they had. They even took some of the contents the men carried. They finally finished the heist, leaving the victims in disarray, trying to put together what had happened, but it was a bit too late to try and salvage the situation. These culprits decided to target every vehicle in traffic as they went on a rampage. It was now complete chaos on the road as the owners tried to save their properties from these clowns. Two of the vehicles were unfortunately stuck, and the group of culprits took complete advantage of the situation. They were now taking everything they could target from the victims. There are many smash and grab hotspots like these in South Africa, and in some areas, signs have been put up to warn motorists on the road. This was during a church service when the pastor got the surprise of his life. The clown had decided to rob a church in broad daylight, and the man seemed drunk by the way he was moving. These culprits are beyond comfortable, as they now even do heist completely drunk, knowing the possibility of little to no consequences for their actions. The man was now searching the leader of the church for anything he could find in front of his fellow worshippers. The heist seemed over at first, but the clown decided to make a 360 after noticing something he could sell for cheap. Another church scenario where we first see a man praying. The camera transition outside, and a group of men can be seen entering the building. This bunch had not come to pray, but to execute a sinister plan. Once they entered the building, it was now chaos, with everyone rushing to the ground after noticing the firearm. Almost each and every culprit had a firearm. How they get these guns is an epidemic on its own, fueling this endless vicious cycle. They took everything they could from the place before leaving the scene. This man was preparing to exit his home in South Africa, but he had no idea what was waiting for him just a few yards away. As soon as he started reversing, culprits can be seen rushing to meet the vehicle by the gate, with the unsuspecting man running straight into the trap. They were now trying to force the man to open the vehicle while threatening him with a firearm. The man tried his best to fight the culprits off, but they managed to overwhelm him. They had accessed inside the vehicle, and this was now a losing battle for the owner. They ended up leaving the scene with the vehicle with the old man left holding his arm.
Good one.
This is in an area called Epping in Cape Town. These vendors were doing their early morning business, but they are about to witness something sinister. A vehicle can be seen approaching the area before men with guns appear and go straight towards a parked van. They had come for the vehicle and all the supplies it carried. These vehicles are often targeted by these culprits, as they are used by both small and medium-sized businesses to carry goods during business hours. They finally finished the heist and drove off the scene with the hard-earned efforts of the owners. On our final video, we first see men inside a shop pretending to be looking for something to buy. The service personnel were trying to help the group, but they had no idea what was about to come soon. One of the culprits suddenly produced a gun and walked towards the woman on the other side of the counter, signaling to his fellow culprits the start of the heist. They were now pressuring the owners for money and any other valuable they could find inside the shop. The robbers were being assisted by a woman who acted as the lookout for the two men. They finally finished the heist and left the scene.